Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about the challenge All Stars 5, Episode 3, titled Rivals in the Ruff. Last week on the challenge, our rival pairs competed in a heights challenge that barely saw any of them competing, and when Amber and Fessy finessed another win, they sent Janae and Beth into elimination against Adam and Steve, where Beth and Janae couldn't squeeze it into the next round. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist, where you can catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. My videos aren't meant to replace the original content, so if you missed the episode, I highly encourage you to seek it out before watching my video. I also put a link in my description so you can try Paramount Plus for free and binge tons of challenge and challenge all-stars. But let's dive into it. The episode starts with an intro from Steve, backed up with an Emmy-worthy background acting performance from Veronica. The challengers are having a backyard day. Shane tries to help Sylvia, who's shaken following her fight with Kellyanne the night before. Shane wants to hold things together for the Lavender Ladies Alliance, so he, Sylvia, and Ashley M can succeed together. Elsewhere, Kellyanne tells Frank that Sylvia is mean to her. Kellyanne seems pretty isolated, and Frank tells her that he really cares, but he also tells us he doesn't really care, and he's trying to manipulate everyone to get to the end and win. Sam is feeling insecure after poor performance in the early challenges. Anissa encourages Sam to be more confident in her body and more body positive. Adam is feeling sick and vomitous. Steve says Adam is going out both ends. Adam is trying to rest up as they all prepare for the daily challenge. And they head to the challenge, which is called Ball Buster. They have to jump into a gorgeous ball pit and try to find as many of their team's colored balls as they can, bringing them back through obstacles to their station. The first team to get 10 balls back to their station and complete their puzzle will be safe for the week, protect their star if they have one, and be in charge of the second elimination nomination of the week. They get started. Shane and Devon are trying to learn to communicate with each other. Devin feels like he's dragging Leroy through this game, and Leroy reminds us that he wants to win the money and take care of his kids and not spend the money on gambling, strip clubs, and drinking like he used to. Sam is contributing more in this challenge and making Frank happy. Anissa faces one of her biggest fears, this A-frame cargo net. She's terrified that she's gonna hurt a limb. This is a whole dramatic ordeal, but the cargo net looks really easy. Anissa and Ashley's balls look delicious. The other Lavender ladies are actually getting their ish together, with Kellyanne, Sylvia, and Shane and Devon coming out of this challenge feeling like they have better communication. Katie and Veronica continue their mission to be actually bad at challenges and look bad at challenges so people don't target them. Leave it to Adam to hit us with the ball jokes. He says he's feeling testy and has a sack full of references. He's nuts. Sam struggles with the heat and doesn't want to try anymore. Frank is supportive of it. They weren't going to win this anyway. Devin and Leroy get to their puzzle and nail it, making them the daily winners. They'll protect their star, and after the group votes for the first pick for elimination, they'll pick the opponent. Later, Adam is really sick. He and Steve consider offering up their star to whoever wins the elimination as a trade for not going into the elimination. Kellyanne and Sylvia meet to clear the air. Kellyanne feels like Sylvia doesn't like her and doesn't know why, and it makes Kellyanne feel bad about herself. They have a great conversation, which does come as a sweet moment and feels like a fresh start. Anissa is working on her social game. She tells us that in the off season she trains for the challenge, but while she's there, she's laying on the couch and making friends. Ashley's in the other room complaining, saying that Anissa is just laying on the couch making friends and not training, which is exactly what Anissa says she's doing on purpose. At the nominations, Adam makes a very sick plea for someone to step up and take his place in elimination, but nobody is feeling helpful or charitable. Katie pisses off Big T and Corey by burning a vote at them a second time, so Adam and Steve will head into elimination, and whoever Leroy and Devin nominate against them will play them to steal their star. In their strategizing, Devin and Leroy want to pick a team who likely won't come back and to make deals with the stronger teams to keep them safe moving forward. They head to their jungle elimination, where Adam is still sick and morale on their team is much lower than it was last week this time. Leroy and Devin pick Kellyanne and Sylvia to face them in elimination, with flashback to Frank and Sam cutting a deal with Devin and Leroy ahead of the elimination. They'll be playing Pile It On. There will be spools of downward unraveling rope in the middle of the arena. Each team has a cog puzzle to solve. They'll race to solve their puzzle as the rope unspools. Once their puzzle is solved, they both have to hold all the rope over their heads for 5 minutes. If their rope touches the ground, their 5 minutes starts over. They get started and the rope starts unraveling. Steve tells us he plays this puzzle at home on his phone, which helps their team complete the puzzle first and get to the rope. Adam and Steve pick up their rope and their 5 minutes starts, followed by Kellyanne and Sylvia. It's Adam and Steve's game to lose, as they just have to keep their rope from touching the ground as the spool continues to unravel. The clock just runs down and Adam and Steve end up winning the elimination. Back at the house, Kellyanne and Sylvia pack their shit. Unlike Beth and Janae, they actually agree to be friends and have a sweet moment in confessional, hugging it out as graduation friends forever makes it nice. So we say goodbye to these players, starting with Sylvia, who just had a baby right before filming this, and considering that, I'm really impressed. That's getting to work quick. In a short 3-episode span, I feel she did enough to keep herself relevant, reintroducing herself to more modern viewers viewers, and giving a best of Sylvia with her being petty, argumentative, but real. I was expecting the Lavender ladies to have a bit more social pull in this house and drag each other further in the game, so I was surprised that they were sent into this elimination. In her share of the rivalry, they pretty much covered that she hates Kellyanne for no reason, and she was able to get past it, which was at least satisfying. With all that said, I feel like my Sylvia quota has been met for a while. And Kellyanne, who I know I can count on to bring a certain cracked energy that I really appreciate, she of course has her share of the rivalry with Sylvia, which is largely one-sided. It was nice for Sylvia to let off on Kellyanne so they could resolve it, because I feel like Kellyanne was the victim there and gets to leave with some closure. She confuses me because she shows up to these games in excellent shape, but doesn't really get to shine as much as someone who's been on the show so many times should. I'm not saying I've seen enough of her. I like seeing her on any cast when it drops, but for once, I think it would be satisfying to see her get a win in the end. I still think there's potential there for her to win one day, somehow with the right partner. Later that night, Aneesa makes a comment saying that she can say it because Ashley's her partner. Ashley is offended at Aneesa's vernacular here. Ashley blows up on Aneesa, saying that she never makes below the belt comments at her. Aneesa vehemently apologizes to Ashley. Aneesa is usually on the receiving end of situations like this, so Aneesa should know how to apologize to Ashley, and does relate to Ashley in this moment, but Ashley is wine drunk and wasted, so they are not solving this tonight. And that's where the episode ends. Some other thoughts on this episode: it was titled Rivals in the Rough because Kellyanne describes the other players as dogs throughout the episode. At least Kellyanne got to speak up for her cause, and I hope she does get to open her animal rescue one day. Body positivity was a talking point this episode. I liked that. I've been seeing a trend of body negative comments, and I'm gonna say this once right now: think before you ink, because from now on, comments like that will get you instantly banned. I'm over it. When you say nasty things about how other people look, it just makes you look bad. This daily challenge was simple and to the point, easy to follow along, but I feel like there are really no stakes with there being no punishment for doing badly. Winning the daily puts you in a place where you're making a target of yourself and potentially an enemy. Veronica and Katie have the right idea. I hope there's more strategy moving forward, because sending home the weakest team so they don't come back is pretty lame. 2 weeks of girl-girl teams going home agitates me. I need these ladies to rise up. The elimination was pretty equitable. They both had a shot. Whichever team finished the puzzle first was gonna win, which seems pretty fair. Adam and Steve are really good at this. Not only are they working on their communication, but they're both really good at these little challenges and eliminations. The other players can't really afford to stop taking shots at them. My final thought is, after seeing the cast for season 41 trickling in and being so similar to this cast, why are we even calling the show All-Stars at this point? This could have been season 41, and one of the best seasons of the main show in a long time. Despite some issues with the format, I'm really enjoying this so far and am excited for the rest of the season. But that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of this episode? And Sylvia and Kellyanne as players and partners, do you think Aneesa and Ashley can pull it together, or will they be the next targets of the house trend? If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers. I'll be back next Wednesday with more All-Stars 5. I'm also recapping Deal or No Deal Island Season 2 and The Traitors Season 3, and we'll be recapping the upcoming Survivor 48. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye!